When money is tight and survival is the priority, anything beyond the basics can feel like a waste. But what might look like wasteful spending often turns out to be an investment, one that pays back in ways that transform your future. It's the small choices that create opportunities that compound over time. And recognizing the value of these investments can shift your perspective so you can move away from constantly treading water and toward building something solid and lasting. So let's get into it. Number 1, time to think. Poor people feel like they're constantly working or surviving, so taking time to pause and reflect seems like wasted time. When you're caught in the grind of survival, working extra shifts, paying your bills, or juggling responsibilities, any pause can feel like a luxury you can't afford. But look, time to think is one of the most underrated investments you can make because it holds the key to every other decision in your life. It's the constant motion that traps you in cycles of urgency, so your immediate needs overshadow long-term solutions. When you don't have time to think, problems repeat themselves, opportunities slip by, and the stress of just getting through becomes your way of life. Even the wealthiest people in the world prioritize time to think because they know decisions made in clarity are worth far more than the time spent reacting. Bill Gates, he's got his think weeks. Warren Buffett has daily reflection because they know that thinking is a multiplier of everything they do. And the same principle applies to you. Even a short break can create breakthroughs that ripple forward. When life feels overwhelming, the instinct is to keep on moving, but sometimes the smartest move is to stop. Number 2, an emergency fund. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, every cent already has somewhere urgent to go, so the idea of an emergency fund seems totally unrealistic. When rent, bills, and food barely fit into your budget, the idea of putting money aside can feel pointless, like saving for something that may never happen. Savings feels like a privilege reserved for those who already have extra money to spare, but that perspective is exactly what keeps people stuck. Without an emergency fund, a single unexpected expense, like a flat tire or a sudden doctor's visit, can turn into a financial disaster. Instead of paying for it outright, you're forced to borrow. Then you have to deal with high-interest loans or credit cards. You end up not just paying for the problem, but also the privilege of fixing it late. Suddenly, a $200 car repair becomes a $400 debt, and that cycle repeats, so it's harder to get ahead. An emergency fund breaks that chain. Even a small amount, just enough to cover a small surprise, can stop you from sliding into debt. Over time, this creates stability and breathing room. Without a plan for the unexpected, you'll always be one surprise away from starting over. Number 3, learning high-income skills. When immediate bills are piling up, spending time or money on courses can seem like an indulgence, and that's definitely not a priority. The reality is, though, staying stuck in low-paying work costs far more over your lifetime. Without skills that can command higher wages, you're trading hours for survival rather than building a path to financial security. High-income skills like coding, digital marketing, graphic design, or data analysis are tools that transform your earning potential. They allow you to step out of jobs that barely cover your expenses and into roles that pay you for your expertise, not just time. And these skills create opportunities beyond traditional jobs. You can do freelancing, remote work, or start a business suddenly. Things that give you more control over your time and income. The barrier often isn't the cost of learning, it's the belief that it's out of reach, because it isn't. When you invest in skills the world values, you stop settling for survival wages and you start building something that no one can take from you. Expertise that pays for years to come. Because nobody can change their financial situation without upgrading what they offer. Number 4, a good night's sleep. When bills are overdue, shifts run late, and stress keeps you awake, Rest can seem like the easiest thing to sacrifice because those hours spent sleeping, they don't immediately pay rent or put food on the table. But cutting sleep to get ahead has the opposite effect. It makes everything harder, more stressful, and more expensive. When you don't sleep properly, you drain your focus and decision-making skills, critical tools for getting yourself into a stable financial situation. Sleep, on the other hand, is a tool that multiplies your efforts. Rested minds think clearly, solve problems faster, and make smarter choices. Rest isn't a luxury reserved for the wealthy, it's the foundation that allows you to perform, plan, and push forward toward a better life. Number 5. Quality clothing. You know, when cheaper, fast fashion clothes seem to offer the same function for a fraction of the price of quality clothes, well, spending more on the quality stuff feels like a bad trade. You can't see any immediate value in getting pricier garments other than, feeling good, which is exactly where the best value lies. Good quality clothing influences how you're perceived and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Confidence matters, especially in situations that can change your future, like interviews, business meetings, or networking events. The right outfit can help you to feel sharper and more capable and leave a stronger impression. And of course, it's a lot more durable. Low-quality clothes wear out quickly, seams will rip, colors fade, fabrics stretch, and replacing them again and again costs far more in the long run. Cheap clothing drains your wallet slowly and leaves you stuck in a cycle of buying what doesn't last. High-quality clothing, on the other hand, pays for itself. You spend once and save countless times. Investing in clothing that holds up over time is like putting money back in your pocket while also keeping your life structured and simple. So the next time you're facing some sticker shock looking at a brand new jacket, just imagine what the cost per wear on that jacket will be if it lasts you 10 years. Number 6. A reliable car. When you're strapped for cash and you need a car, of course your first instinct will be to go for the cheapest option. All you want is something that gets you from point A to point B because it's the most affordable upfront. But when that car breaks down repeatedly, every cheap choice ends up costing far more. A reliable car, on the other hand, is an investment that pays for itself. So instead of focusing on the lowest upfront price, think about the total cost of owning the car over time. How reliable it is, how much you'll spend on fuel, and how often you'll need repairs. Just like with the clothing, it's worth spending a bit more upfront to get a good, dependable model. You can get a mechanic to inspect it first, or look at affordable financing options. A good car allows you to take control of your time and money, so the cheapest option isn't always the smartest one. It's the kind of investment that will stop you from falling behind when everyone else seems to be running ahead. Number 7. Hiring help for small tasks. Now, there's a hidden cost to trying to do it all. You lose time, energy, and maybe even opportunities to focus on what actually moves you forward. So while hiring help might seem like a wasteful, unnecessary expense, if you use that saved time and energy productively, you'll make it more valuable. The hours spent scrubbing floors, waiting in lines, or sorting through chores could be used to take on extra work, learn a high-value skill, or plan the next steps in your life. Paying someone else to handle the low-value tasks can help you to free up energy and focus to put on things that bring you more money, like growing a side business, improving your skills, or getting yourself a promotion. You can't build wealth when you're stuck doing everything by yourself. Paying somebody else to help you out actually has nothing to do with luxury. It's making sure you see your time as a resource and you use that resource wisely. Number 8. Access to a quiet space. When you're working long hours, juggling responsibilities, or barely making ends meet, the idea of stepping away to sit in silence feels unproductive, right? Like a waste of time. You could spend that earning, problem-solving, or handling the next urgent task. It's easy to believe that enjoying quiet time doesn't serve an immediate purpose because it doesn't visibly put food on the table, pay the bills, or fix problems in front of you. In that mindset, quiet time becomes something reserved for people with the privilege of extra time or money. But a quiet space is where the most valuable work happens. It's where you can step back, reflect on your situation, and find ways to improve it. Dismissing quiet as unnecessary is what keeps its true power hidden. Some people think it's about doing nothing, but in fact, silence gives you the mind to do the right things. Quiet isn't a luxury, it's a tool that amplifies your ability to grow. If you can't find it, creating it through small moments of solitude, noise-canceling headphones, or intentional time alone becomes a worthwhile investment. The ability to think deeply and focus is what separates those who just survive from those who build something better. Number 9, books. If it's a choice between books and bread, obviously bread is going to win. But putting even just a little bit away to invest in a good book will pay back in dividends in the future. The right book can offer knowledge, strategies, and new perspectives that change how you see the world and how you approach money, work, and opportunities. You're not buying an object. No, you're investing in a tool. A single book can teach you skills that increase your income, like personal finance strategies, negotiation techniques, or how to start a business. For the price of a cheap meal, you gain access to years of someone else's experiences and mistakes, information that could save you thousands of dollars and years of struggle. This is where you level up, sharpen your thinking, and expand your creativity. The most successful people know this, okay? Books are shortcuts. They allow you to tap into the minds of leaders, entrepreneurs, and experts who've already figured out what works. When you read, you're not starting from scratch. No, you're building on somebody else's knowledge and experience. Number 10, financial education. Now, it's easy to think that learning about taxes or investing is pointless when the focus is just making it through the month. But this belief keeps you stuck because without understanding how money works, it's impossible to make it work for you. Knowledge about finances isn't just for people with wealth. It's how wealth is created, one smart decision at a time. Financial ignorance is expensive, okay? It leads to costly mistakes like late fees, high interest debt, and bad loans. When you understand finances, you take back control. You make decisions based on strategy, not survival, and those choices compound into stability and growth. We're really big on the concept of compounding here at Alux, and not just with your investments, but with your knowledge too. Within the Alux app, there are several collections of lessons dedicated to increasing your financial wisdom and guide you through building sustainable wealth step by step. And to make sure you're starting the new year with all the tools and resources you need to crush your goals, financial or otherwise, we're hooking you up with our biggest app discount ever. If you download the Alux app and scan the QR code on screen, you'll get 50% off the yearly membership. Hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs, CEOs, managers, and high achievers just like you are already using the app to level up straight across the board. But are you going to join them? The app pays for itself within the first month alone, but you'll never know unless you try. We'll see you on the inside. Number 11, good nutrition and exercise. Now, most people have this idea that healthy foods and paying for a gym membership costs far too much. But look, okay, like anything, there are cheaper ways to do it and you can still do it right. Like, you don't need organic produce for all of your healthy food. Fresh is good enough. And you don't have to go to the most high-tech, expensive gym. There are plenty of smaller, more affordable places. Ignoring good nutrition and exercise because it's too expensive shows you haven't done your research properly, and it's gonna end up costing you way more in the future. Skipping that cost might feel like saving in the moment, but there's a hidden price to neglecting your health, and it adds up over time. These are tools to strengthen your body and mind, which helps you to perform better and save on future healthcare costs. So you should use them. Number 12, investing in tools, not toys. Quick satisfaction? Check. Low cost? Check. Why spend more when you can get cheaper gadgets and entertainment for a much lower price? Well, because those things tend to lose value the moment you buy them because the number of times you can use them is capped. When you invest in quality tools, they pay for themselves many times over. They generate income and create opportunities. The right tools give you leverage. A laptop equipped with the right software can help you to learn coding, start a freelance career, and build a side business. A professional camera can turn photography skills into a stream of income. High-quality tools aren't just purchases, they're stepping stones to what allow you to develop skills. The difference between someone earning minimum wage and someone growing their income often comes down to what tools they have in their kit. Number 13. Therapy or mental health support. Now, it's hard to justify spending money on something that doesn't seem to directly solve financial problems. But mental health isn't separate from your ability to earn, plan, and make progress. It's the foundation for all of it. When your mind is weighed down by stress or anxiety, it's harder to think clearly and make good decisions. How can you stay focused on the steps to move you forward when your mind is running 1,000,000 miles a minute? You need that clear mind. It's what's going to help you spot patterns in your behavior that keep you stuck and replace them with habits that move you closer to success. Number 14. Networking events. Now, the idea of paying for conferences, meetups, or the travel costs to attend seems kind of crazy when you don't get an immediate payoff. But those are the places where you make connections, and connections are the invisible currency that separates those who stay stuck from those who move ahead. Opportunities don't just appear out of thin air, okay? They come through people, and networking puts you in the room with those people. Most folks are hired or promoted because of their network, not just their skills. Going to a networking event puts you in line to be the first for opportunities. It gives you an immediate edge that will eventually pay off. Even a single, meaningful connection can multiply your income and set you on a path that you probably wouldn't have found all by yourself. And number 15, investing in relationships. Now, investing in relationships seems pointless when you barely have time to invest in yourself. But the thing is, relationships are far more than emotional bonds. They are the support systems that carry you forward, offering opportunities, guidance, and shared growth that you cannot create alone. Strong relationships open doors that effort alone cannot. Relationships aren't immediate transactions. You have to build connections that multiply in value over years, sometimes in ways you can't yet predict. Taking care of your relationships doesn't always need grand gestures. Something as simple as sharing a meal, remembering someone's issues, or celebrating their wins. Investing is a strategic move that builds the kind of support and opportunities that you can't achieve alone. And since you stuck with us until the very end, Alux, we've got a bonus for you, and today's bonus is time off. Because for a lot of people, time off can feel like a distant goal, one that you're keeping for when you retire. But you're missing out on life when you live that way, and you're keeping yourself stuck in a loop. Without rest, the cost to your body, mind, and productivity is far greater, okay? Rest allows your brain to reset, improving creativity, problem solving, and decision making. Skills that directly impact how effectively you earn, save, and grow. When you step back, even for a short time, you come back with a sharper mind and more energy. Working endlessly isn't the only way to get ahead, okay? Because that just leads to overworking. When you prioritize time off, you're protecting your most valuable resource, yourself. And that's all from us today, Alux. So nice having you with us. We'll see you back here next time. Until then, take care, my friend.